And that first note was actually about the single most important question asked tonight, which was, how would the safe zones work? How would the safe zones work in Syria? And a question to Mike Pence, he had absolutely no answer for that. And it was just a minute later that Tim Kaine quoted Ronald Reagan, as you mentioned, to Mike Pence. And these are the exact words that Ronald Reagan actually spoke. He said he worried, and this is quote, that someday some fool or some maniac or some accident triggering the kind of war that is the end of the line for all of us. And so Tim Kaine was accurately quoting Ronald Reagan there, and he was accurately quoting Mike Pence and Donald Trump throughout. Mike Pence denied saying something that we have videotape of him saying. And that's why, even though Mike Pence was the smoother debater up there stylistically, for the rest of the week, you're going to see Mike Pence denying on the debate stage that he said something. In fact, these are his words. He said, "It's inarguable that Vladimir Putin has been a stronger leader in his country than Barack Obama has been in this country." Mike Pence repeatedly denied saying those words tonight on that debate stage. And so it's going to be shown to the American public that Mike Pence wasn't telling them the truth about himself. And, you know, the final question there about religion is always the one that I think is going to be the big softball that's the easiest one for them to deal with, producing absolutely nothing interesting by way of governing policy. But that turned out to be the most genuine policy exchange between the two of them, because it became the issue of abortion policy. And you saw these very clear differences, and it was the time when each of them was most comfortable discussing their policy position, because these are policy positions that they hold at their core, that they've thought about a long time, that they've thought about all the various responses to. And it actually became one of the most satisfying and illuminating sections of the debate.
I think that's exactly right. I think part of the reason, to Gene's point earlier, is that they had a little time to explain themselves on that. Otherwise, there were, I mean, the segments were very quick. The crosstalk and the interruptions were maddening to the point of incomprehensibility. And honestly, the series of topics almost felt like they were organized alphabetically. I mean, there was no through line in terms of what they were being asked about, and sometimes they were being interrupted to supposedly move on to a new topic that they had just covered in an earlier question. There was no relationship between what they were talking about and the way the debate was being controlled.
And Kaine was talking so quickly at the top and interjecting and interrupting so much, he stepped on what was clearly a designated line of the evening, intended as one, when he said, "You're some form of Mike Pence is Donald Trump's apprentice." But it got lost in the fog of crosstalk, perhaps forever.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.